Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies.
You know, there were 5 people following you.
No, I assumed there was one.
We'll alarm the secret passage. Just the entrance directly into the Citadel.
Okay.
Wait, so what is all the hubbub?
Twilight Knights are coming for Deimos.
My dad's important. Like, I shouldn't have left Endorn without a guard.
How long did they give you, Deimos?
5 days, and they said they'd forcibly extract.
It appears as though that you have fully realigned this portal and it is now active again. As you're doing your right about, you can tell that along the pathway up that there's at least one observer. Well, now that you have him in the light,
23.
with everything going on, you realize this dude is an Iskari bounty hunter. Welcome back to Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. I'm your GM Chris, and we want to go ahead and start off this week by thanking our patrons for their continued support as we march into episode 50 and beyond. We have some great stuff coming up for the patrons this next week as we work on different articles for our website, as well as some Dice Fall shorts for our Twitter following, as well as our TikTok followers. Please be sure to share the podcast with your friends, leave a rating and comment. That really helps the podcast out greatly and gets all of the shows spread out so that more people can enjoy them. We want to jump right back in as Deimos seems to have a sizable bounty on his head. Should the Reckoning collect? They could use the gold to fuel some of those keep repairs. Let's go ahead and see what they decide.
You have the wrong Deimos.
Oh.
This is Nico Deimos.
Do you know there's a bounty on your head for 200 gold?
What?
Why is there more gold on me than...
Dead or alive?
Alive?
Oh.
Well, it's only awkwardly fortunate.
Do you
But
think
that's not
they
the point.
This is strictly a joke. Do you think they'd pay half the gold for him dead?
If I remember the posting correctly, specifically alive.
God.
Who has a fucking...
Who are you?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Who?
Either or.
27.
21.
Well, so sometimes we don't condone the practice, but one way to get people out to at least find a person if they can't capture them, if they can't capture them, or at least information leading to the apprehension of, if they're important enough. That's one of the reasons why you'd employ a bounty hunter, just to track them down.
Hate it.
Well, we'll keep you here overnight.
Wait, I get to leave?
Yeah, because you're not looking for me, so
Yes,
you're not
because
a
you're not a
danger.
Twilight Knight.
Oh.
You're just a stupid idiot who got the wrong damn Deimos.
You're a terrible liar.
Yes.
Well, that's why I'm a bounty hunter, not a thief.
Those bounty hunters were thieves originally.
Those are the ones I take down. Why do you think I was going after Deimos the smuggler?
In any case, this is not Deimos the smuggler.
Your
This
hair
Deimos-
looks pretty under the moonlight.
What?
Thwack him in the head.
Thwack! Ow. You think shock is setting in.
Right. I'm gonna put you here. We're gonna have a kobold bring you some food, and then in the morning we'll see what we're doing with you, okay?
Oh, it's not the worst hospitality.
Mm.
So which kobold do you have bring him food?
Czar?
So you asked Zarf to bring him in food, and the thing is that so a standard issue meal for one of the standard, medium-sized humanoids of the keep is sent, and by the time it gets to him, all that's pretty much left is half a pickle and a piece of bread.
Czar!
You're not there.
Well.
Sets it in front of the bounty hunter.
No.
Oh, they didn't untie you. I guess I'll have to feed it to you. Perfect hospitality. Here's the water. Psh.
Oh, boy.
Next time, don't attack a dragon. He walks away.
Love you. I don't think it'd be any different if I said Pib.
I don't think so either.
With that evening escapade completed, Taffy, Caslin, y'all have a new guest in the keep. He came in a bit bloody and tied up. What do y'all want to do?
It smells like pickle water.
You wouldn't waste pickle water.
This is the next morning?
Same night. if y'all want an opportunity to do anything, I don't want to deprive you of a chance to go all Hollywood on him.
What does that mean?
I don't know, just pick an interrogation scene out of Hollywood.
Okay. Kazlan is gonna go walk down to. What is he in the dungeon, or is there like a dungeon that
No,
he's in?
he's honestly probably like Stheno's probably turned the front room of the Citadel into basically like a receiving room. So he's honestly probably just still in that room.
Oh.
So Taffy's
So
gonna go in.
If he could hop the chair, he could probably get.
So when y'all arrive, y'all see Zarf carrying an empty pitcher as well as a plate, and he's just walking back and forth,
Looking pleased.
his tail swinging. It's time for real dragons to take their place. Tag.
Did you just tag me?
Oh yeah, he tagged you in.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the prisoner and go, "What are you doing here, pretty boy?" Yeah, he was. I looked in the thing. He's good looking.
Is he pretty?
He's not bad.
Okay.
Okay.
He kind of tries to tousle his hair just a smidge.
Taffy's gonna come up and smack him with a healing spell. Like, actually, like...
How'd you heal him for?
So it's heightened. They woke me up for this.
I didn't wake you up at all.
Hey, so Taffy just came in and started her interrogation by healing him. And I called him a pretty boy. So we're both the good cops right now?
She's good bad cop and you're bad good cop.
Okay. All right, as long as there's some balance there.
So, 15 health?
Taking him at 15. You smack him with your hand as Kazlan calls him a pretty boy. I normally have to pay for this.
Ew!
Oh, really? Do you normally have to pay for this? And Kazlan puts his boot up onto his chest where he was injured and sort of just pushes slightly.
I mean, yeah, technically he would.
I mean, yeah, that's usually something you pay somebody good money for.
Normally when I'm a bit flush, they're normally less hairy in the face than you, but they have just as good of legs.
I'll take that as a compliment and push him a little harder, and he falls back. The chair falls back on the floor.
What is this podcast anymore?
So you're trying to steal our friend.
I apparently have the wrong person.
I think you do. And I think if any of your other friends come around, we won't be so nice next time.
What do you mean, other friends? I'm the only one I know tracking down Deimos the smuggler.
Tell us more about this Deimos the smuggler.
He's a radical who's taken up lodgings in this part of Isker, trying to basically create his own kingdom of Isker to fight off against Cheliax. He's an enemy of the state.
What state? Cheliax?
Yeah.
Why would a smuggler take up arms against a nation? That doesn't make sense.
I'm not the one who came up with his ideals. I'm just the one who was paid to track him down.
What did they say he looks like? You have to have a description at least, right? Or like a drawing or something?
Rough description, someone who looks like they're from Andoran. They generally have a look about him. He basically looked for a lot of the blue and the little bit androgyny to him, and that's about what you find. They're all yuppies to begin with.
She smacks him again.
Ow! Oh, this one didn't feel as good. Are you losing your touch?
She smacks him again.
Ow! I really should have paid some gold for this one.
God damn it.
Was this an open assignment, or were you specifically assigned to this?
Open assignment, guild posting. Anyone can come after him.
Fuck.
I was just the one that decided to see if he was masquerading as a bard.
So he's
Someone
just
keeps
a
singing.
colossal idiot.
Someone keeps singing tales of this, mystical bard coming out from the caravans over the last couple months. Thought maybe he'd slipped. We're trying to go for new guys. Or maybe he'd had a big score. Gotta follow every lead.
You've left me with a lot to think about.
Can you set me up right?
Let's get
Kind
you
of
to
on my
somewhere.
hands.
Let's get you to somewhere a little more secure. I don't know.
What?
Like a dungeon, or somewhere we can lock him in.
Okay,
so he
because
doesn't.
it sounded like you were taking him to your bedroom.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I'm not.
I mean, he needs to roll a will save.
DC?
21.
I'm pretty sure that's a fail. We'll operate on that he's got a standard failure.
Okay, he's asleep.
Oh.
Yolecha kind of pads over.
No, Yolecha. I see you chewing on that rib. No.
Has good flavor.
I'm sure it does. If you go down to the kitchen and ask for a rack of ribs, they'll give you something instead. I know people is good eating, but...
Tappy nose?
Not probably.
What did
from
they do in the first world? Jesus!
I doubt that's from
I
experience.
could just hear the slight longing in your voice.
Like, oh my god.
What's his name?
We don't know yet.
Bounty Hunter.
Oh.
His name is Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, it's the standard
First name
Bounty
Bounty,
Hunter
last name Hunter.
I want to search him.
So when you take a look at what he's got on him, so he has his primary weapon appears to be a falchion. He's also carrying a crossbow.
Wait, they didn't disarm him?
No.
Standard procedure.
So you see he's got a...
Can Stheno get medicine from Deimos since she took 19?
Yeah, there's been plenty of time for that bit there. So you can see he's actually kind of decked out like you would expect a ranger, but you're not seeing him with like traveling gear. So
critical is 4d8, right?
correct. So from what you're seeing, it looks like he's got gear for climbing. He's got gear for kind of doing some surveillance stuff. So the equivalent, he's got like a ration, and he's got his weapons on him as well as his armor. And his armor, I believe, is leather.
Okay. So he doesn't have any like directives, like any sort of.
Nope.
Okay.
We strip him of his armor and his weapons.
Yeah.
Down to his normal clothes.
Skivvies.
No, not his skivvies, just his normal clothes.
Kazla might strip him down.
Does
to
he have any
skivvies.
like daggers or small knives or anything like that?
Just the scalpel Deimos accidentally left in him.
He deserved it.
From what you can tell, his primary weapon, the other thing you find on him is a set of manacles. So
Useful. Slaps the manacles on him.
Yeah.
you also find the key.
Oh.
Keeps the key.
All right.
Or
Are there
keeps
any
the goblin.
are there any goblins around?
Oh, there's always a goblin around somewhere.
Someone take this to the armory and just sort of like set his goods aside.
Ah, sweet. Can we use these?
I don't know. Can you?
We've been working on some stuff. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be rough, but it will be awesome stuff. And so one's running with the falchion, the other is running with the bits of the studded leather,
Don't
just
run with the
flying by
sharp
them.
objects, please.
And then that one just kind of starts walking, and it's just kind of dragging that shh.
I don't think you're getting that back. All right. So take him to the.
What about the crossbow?
Oh god!
Maybe you should just take that to the armory and leave it there.
It was just like, what's going on?
Ding, 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 ding.
Nothing, we've got it covered.
Are you sure? So you take his stuff over to where the armory is at. You've got him down to basically a shirt, his boots, and his trousers.
Good.
Do you want to take his boots?
Yep. Well, I mean, if he somehow gets away, you just want to make sure that he's not moving as efficiently as he could.
Well, I mean, he's manacled and he's in the dungeon now.
It's okay. It's okay. Take the boots.
You gonna show up
You
with a
realize
hell
that
crown
he's
sitting
recently
on
had a
his chest.
pedicure.
Okay.
Why?
He's gonna wake up with a hell crown just sitting on his chest, just watching it. Eyes glowing a little bit.
Is there anything else you want to do to this poor bounty hunter?
Stheno's gonna go to bed.
Taffy's gonna go to bed.
So he finds. Someone go ahead and give me a survival check for the retying of him, since you have to untie him after he's asleep to get
He's
all of the stuff.
manacled.
Well, you want to restrain him to something though, right? Or are you just going to toss him?
Well, if we're putting him in the dungeon.
In the dungeon, locked up behind bars.
I
with
got
the
a
manacles that are locked,
18 for what it's worth.
and we've made sure he doesn't have any lockpicks or anything.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, so
But I just want to make it clear: he is in the dungeon, behind bars, locked,
Brett's gonna wake up to
etc.
this dude standing in his room.
Right?
So if you remember
Hi.
your basement, which would be the next floor down, right? there isn't anywhere that actually has bars.
Yeah.
The place that had bars was the space that was much like a jail cell where y'all fought some skeletons. Now that has recently been restored, so do you want to throw them in that section?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever is like a jail cell.
I'm just using the term dungeon as like
Okay,
a
so you
catch-all.
go. So the refurbished section. So y'all got that back up and going. So he is now manacled in a cell in a long part of the northern side of the keep. How long y'all want to keep him there?
Stano's gonna let him go in the morning.
Yeah, but apparently Stheno doesn't have a say in it anymore.
Apparently.
I want to.
So is it the next morning? Is what you're saying?
Well, I want to know what they want to do before we move on to that segment.
Okay, so if we let him go, that is a loose end on something that could be very much a pain in the rear later. If there's just sending all
Okay,
these guys out.
Shay knows that, but Stano doesn't.
Okay, well I'll tell Stano whenever it becomes an issue.
Okay.
So
So for the night, I think we're done.
for the time being, we keep him until we either do find a use for him or we don't.
Okay.
So you move into the next morning. Stheno goes down. Or does Stheno want to go down, or do you want to send Alec down?
No, Stano will go down. She handles things herself.
So, Stheno, you go down to the front foyer where you're expecting him to be with Yolecha on watch, and you find the front foyer is still guarded by Yolecha, and she's still gnawing on the rib.
Where is he? Did you? No, you wouldn't eat the chair.
She smiles broadly.
You wouldn't eat the chair, Yolecha.
We left the chair.
Oh, that's
Yolecha.
She's a very clean eater.
Taffy and Caslin took him.
Where did they put him? Somewhere?
Just at the dungeon.
Right. She's gonna go to Caslin's room.
Seems someone's at your door, Caslin.
Who is it?
Who the hell do you think? It's Steno.
Okay, there's a lot of people here.
Right. Where did you put the prisoner?
Oh, you mean the guy that threatened all of us and our safety? I put him in behind bars.
You
Don't
didn't
worry.
Threaten all of us.
Oh, really? Were you not damaged when you came back inside the Citadel?
How do you know?
I saw. I see everything.
Did Caslin open the door? Are they having this conversation through the
It's
door?
totally through the door.
Right. I'm walking away to free him now.
No, don't.
She's walking away.
Don't!
Open
Okay,
the door!
he walks briskly, not running after her. He's still keeping his cool.
So
Whatever that
Taffy's
is.
got the keys, so I don't know what you guys are planning on doing.
Which is going to be great.
Stano doesn't know he's manacled.
So, Stheno, you go to where you think that they
With
would think is
Caslin
the
following
dungeon.
her.
And you get to the cells, and then you realize that this poor dude is sitting there. He looks slightly healthier. With it being as early as it is in the morning, he is kind of up, but still slouched in the equivalent of straw on the floor, wearing a set of manacles.
Good morning. Caslin, give me the key.
No.
Caslin.
No.
Caslin.
Let me tell you something. Okay, what do you think is actually going on here?
He's a bounty hunter. He was sent for the other Deimos.
There is no other Deimos.
There is another
There's
Deimos.
no other Deimos. This bounty hunter, the Deimos that he was sent after is our Deimos. It's a case of strange mistaken identity, but it is our Deimos that he is hunting. And there will be more, as there's an open assignment for him.
Oh, yes, it's worth 200 gold.
Right. But it's not... What?
Yes, for our Deimos. It's for Nico Deimos, our Deimos. It's worth 200 gold. As far as I can tell, his country wants him back.
Well,
He's apparently valuable.
it's... I turn over to the bounty hunter. Are there 2 bounties on Deimos?
Can I have my boots back?
Nope.
You don't need them.
Where did you put his boots?
They're over there.
Getting frisky.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I got slapped by a gnome, and then I woke up here.
Answer the question.
Taffy!
I'm still sleeping.
I know.
Which question?
Are there
I
2...
don't know where my boots are at.
Are there 2 bounties on Deimos?
There's a bounty on a Nicodemos Patrocles, and then there is a bounty on Deimos the Smuggler.
There are 2 bounties on Deimos.
No, there is one bounty on Deimos. The other one goes for the Deimos who thinks that he has some claim to the Thrune line.
What?
Yes, this is a thing. Do you really not remember? Okay. So in Cheliax, we are aware that there is a Deimos who is a half-elf who seems to think he has some claim to the Chelaxian throne.
A half-elf named Deimos,
It's
who
been
is
an issue for a
androgynous,
while.
who wears blue, who has been part of a caravan. This is our Deimos that they are referring to.
This is not our Deimos.
It's pretty easy to mistake. There's a reason why I picked up the trail.
This is coincidentally 2 Deimos with very similar origins.
I don't know. She's Queen Thrune. The Empress can bone an elf whenever she wants to, as for all I know.
How dare you?
You know, I would be very, impressed if Jules had actually created this backstory and played it off so well.
No. I created this entire character, did not know there was another Deimos.
I have known it from the beginning, and I can't wait for this day, and it's so fucking beautiful. I've known it for so
How
long.
dare you talk about her infernal magistrix in this way?
For a moment, I thought it couldn't get worse, but then I realized someone's literally chewing on my rib, and I think I feel it.
It's not your body. I'm not here.
It's really eerie.
In any case, we're letting him go.
No, we're not.
You're not there.
Taffy is going to
Saunter in.
walk in, big fucking cup of coffee, like she's gotta hold it like this.
Taffy, how did you find a mug the size of your head?
That's just normal mugs.
Alec is behind her. Well, we had one custom made for her. This coffee invention is beautiful.
Quarters and bits.
Quarters and
She sets
bits.
it down on an end table.
Is this the one you were telling me about?
Yes.
You should give him the key.
No.
Just because he's lewd doesn't mean you have to put him in manacles. You've already stolen his boots.
He did give me quite a hit.
You should totally open the cell. It'll be amazing.
Okay.
Alec, what are you...
She opens the cell for Alec.
Alec.
Do it. Do it.
He's got to roll a will save.
Oh, no.
Stheno, there are some things you just don't do. As he pours the rest of the coffee over onto the
We're
the
not
wounded area.
torturing the man. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Who said he was a man? I was just adding to the trash in front of me.
Alec,
He hurt my friend, and he's trying to hunt my other friend.
he's not trying to hunt Deimos.
Okay.
He's trying to hunt the other Deimos.
Meta right here. So, are there actually two Deimoses?
There are actually
yes,
two
there are
Deimoses.
Okay.
literally two Deimoses. And
Okay.
I created my character completely unaware.
Like, it all lines up.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm very annoyed right now.
I know.
Even the color scheme.
Yeah, I know. The other Deimos is also Andoran.
Yeah.
You can find information about this in the Inner Seas World Guide from Pathfinder 1 under the Iskar section.
Didn't even know.
I've been sitting on this for 9 months.
It's like a beautiful baby.
Has finally been born. Either way, he thought our Deimos was his Deimos.
So what do you suggest?
I think he's a danger.
We're not feeding him to Yalecha.
We're not gonna. I told Violecha to go get a rack of ribs from the base or from the kitchen.
Oh, I told her she might be able to eat him if he was terrible.
Well, I mean, he's terrible, but not eatable terrible.
Alec, get that look off your face.
I'm just saying it's probably not the best idea to advise Yolecha to be eating the most humanoid of subjects, especially after midnight. Last thing we need is for her to go through some strange gobbledygook transformation. I hear that there's a bard's tale about it, though they called them gremlins.
Sounds like a strange goblin.
Exactly.
I
I don't know that
Chris.
much about bugbears.
Well, I know who does know.
Do you really want to let him go?
No.
How
I don't see the point in keeping him.
Well, he's kind of an information risk now.
How deep into the Bounty Hunters Guild are you? How long have you
I
been?
did tell him I was an archduke's daughter.
Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and advertise to the Iskari countryside that an archduke's
Are you-
daughter is in the area, to a bounty hunter with apparent connections to be able to track down a wayward Andoran bard by accident, or a potential smuggler all the way out from Eladon.
I have been properly told off. We'll keep him.
I feel like he has connections we can use.
So, did we get to string him up yet?
No!
All we have to do is put a python into the wall and then just kind of hang the manacles. It'll keep his feet from getting cold.
No, it wouldn't.
From the stone, anyway.
Deimos wandered down at this point.
Ah, Deimos, the star of the show. Apparently you're a very wanted man.
200 gold's
So-
worth, at least.
So
And
I've
if you count
heard.
the other 300,
Yeah.
it's a
I've
2
heard.
for 1 special on Demoses.
Exciting. Anyway, no, you can't do that to him.
Well, can we at least just leave him the straw?
We can.
You ate last night, correct?
I did.
What if we hire
She's
him?
talking to the dude.
Oh, you mean... Oh, that was the kobold. Somewhat. He nearly broke a tooth.
What?
Who sent the kobold?
I sent
with
Zos
his
to
meat?
do it.
Stheno!
What?
He kept mumbling about dragons.
I
Y'all
mean,
don't have a dragon here, do you?
Oh, that's precious.
No, it's just the kobolds.
Wait, goblins, bugbears, kobolds?
Oh my.
Growlodons, door wardens,
Are
A big
are
old
y'all-
spider thing.
emperor birds,
There's a lot of stuff here.
fiends, imps, undead.
Are y'all evil masterminds?
What?
No?
A little.
Because it sounds like you're setting up your own dungeon. This is the stuff bards write about.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think we have a bard?
Can I go home now?
No.
Why don't we hire him?
For what?
For what?
Like I said, he's got. I'm sure he has some connections, and another blade around doesn't hurt, especially when we're being hunted by who knows what.
Demos, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, he wasn't very good at it, now was he?
Oh, he was quite good at fighting. I'm just better.
Fair.
I've been practicing! It seems as though something has arrived at the front door.
We'll handle this later.
Taffy picks up her giant mug.
I like to think that Taffy is wearing still like a night dress that
Yeah.
goes down to the floor and she's just like shuffling
Yeah.
around.
Like a nightcap on her head.
Like a small child with a giant like cereal mug or something.
Yep, exactly.
Deimos is deliberately going to stay not back, but like behind everybody else, just in case this is not something he wants to see at the door.
Okay.
So y'all head out to the front. As you enter into the front foyer area, you'll have not all of the Hell Knight statues are fully set up, but the receiving hall at least has a partial rebuilding of some of its splendor. And in this area, with the door open and ajar, you see a small halfling form of a dark hair color in what appears to be a ruddy peasant's garb. The cheeks are a bit hollowed, and you can tell that they're coming in on bare feet that look like they've actually even recently been singed as well. And Stheno, give me a quick perception check.
23.
You recognize that what you see before you is not who... It's not someone that you were not expecting, but you were expecting something very different. Tell me, what did your maidservant and head of household look like?
Arduina is, she's a little bit tall for a halfling. She is very... She kind of has a stern face, but she's also, like, very, like, open, and she tends to kind of speak her mind. She looks like a very kind of solid person. She's typically got short hair, mostly to keep it up out of her face while she's doing things. She looks like somebody who's very capable.
What you see in front of you is someone who people have been attempting to break, but who has refused. Stoop in the shoulders is what tipped you off beforehand. The hair threw you off initially because part of it has been cut to a slave's pate. And you normally have your servants, especially Arduina, in a proper retinue. But you recognize her there before you, having shown up now at your doorstep, and as she sees you, she brings up her bearing. My lady, I've arrived. And then she collapses.
Taffy rushes out and casts heal.
Stheno is in absolute shock. Like, she knew what was happening, but she didn't expect it to look like this.
Once Deimos gets up the stairs, he's going to react the same way.
So,
Can I do an assist?
from what you can tell, it is exhaustion that has taken her. You don't believe her life is in danger,
I got 28.
but she's going to need some form of rest. Looking at her, she appears to be highly malnourished.
Did it heal her feet and stuff?
As you were going over her feet, you can tell that from where you've healed that there is definitely some various burn scars associated with it. You can tell that there's been several spots where there was some beatings that had occurred, which you've been able to help kind of take care of. But this halfling woman has been through something terrible.
Taffy's gonna look at Stheno with not accusation, but a lot of questions in her eyes.
We need a bed. And I'm assuming there's probably a goblin around or something like that.
Yes.
I would find the closest clean bed. I'll carry her over.
Yes, this way.
She's gonna scoop her up and start moving towards.
So you're able to get her to the barrack section, which is the closest area where there's plenty of beds, and a space is quickly made.
Taffy's gonna order someone to go get soup broth made up, as well as clean clothes, a halfling size, that kind of thing.
And as you begin making preparations, you can tell from the exhaustion that Arduena has pushed herself significantly. And it takes probably 30-40 minutes before she is able to gain some consciousness to her. The ministrations of both Damos and Taffy able to bring her up before needing to go through a full night's rest on this. And with Stheno sitting there beside the bed, Arduena is almost like a small waif, almost a child in the bed, even if being a slightly gangly size for a 6 or 7-year-old. And when her eyes open, she kind of gets the small little crack of a smile, and she begins reaching her hand out towards Stheno a little bit.
Stheno's gonna take it.
I got your letter, my lady.
What has happened?
I knew it wasn't right from when we were Sulius. He said that y'all had eloped, and then when you had gone missing, that you had perished. And I didn't believe it, and I tried fighting him as much as I could, but there's only so much sway that a halfling can have. I tried talking with your father and your mother, but when the Asmodeans got involved, suddenly there was proof of your more than just the engagement, but the elopement, and then, so I don't know how he got it through the courts so quickly, but then he had control of your estate, my lady. When I tried to tell him that that's not how the estates are run, when he kept pushing, he kept pulling money from the coffers to support some stupid Mwangi expedition, some Gerhardt Pendergast came up, and I told him that it was improper, that this is not how you would have wanted things to go. He informed me of my employment change. Lady Stheno, you were always generous, even before the incident with your sister. You see, Sulius was so enamored with your residence, he considered it a fine hotel, and he charged every servant the rate of a fine hotel to be there. 10 gold a night. And then a day or two after, even when I would try to pay so I could try to fight and get to keep the house the way that you wanted, suddenly all of my things were gone, and he had another contract. He knew he couldn't take away my freedom that your family had given me, that you had fought for me. But there's more than one type of slavery, my lady. And I kept fighting, because if I had left, I knew what he would have done to the rest of the household servants. If he took his anger out on me, I knew as soon as you came back, we would be able to sort this right. But that's when he started getting rid of the servants and started selling them off. He always gathered the best of the best. Nothing would be better for the Salisfur household, but because they were the best, they were valuable. Everything to go into this stupid scheme that he had with this Pendergast. When I knew I couldn't do anything more, when I was at my very edge, I finally got your letter. And then I knew, not only were you alive, that you wouldn't just send this one letter, that something had been intercepting them and he had finally messed up. But now I knew where you were. But I didn't know how to get up to Isker. There's no way that he would just suddenly send me off to go get you. And if I exposed the letter to anyone who he had saddled up with, then he would have sent someone else after you, so I had to get out in secret. I'm not proud to tell you this, my lady, but even under the Salisbury care, we know of the Bellflower Network, and it's to them that I've reached out. And even though that I'm not quite the same, and even though they think that I'm one of the ones who are helping keep the system in place, they helped me anyway. But Isker's a wild place, and it's not their normal routes, and they took a big gamble on me. Apparently they have an agent somewhere up in this area who's been working on making a path through the garden up through Druma, and it happens to land and pass through a miraculous little town named Breach Hill. And so I came. And if it wasn't for the last leg, if it wasn't for the Vuskers, there'd be no way we would have made it this final way across the plains. We don't know who's been setting it up, but as soon as we got to the safe house, I knew you'd be in the keep, and I had to come. I had to be here for my lady. And then the silence continues.
Wait, we've heard that name, the Pendergast name, right?
Nope. You want to roll a society?
Yes. Oh, that's pretty good.
I got 12. They must don't know shit.
That is 29.
Jihad Pendergrast, explorer and archaeologist extraordinaire. The Taldane who you call to get the job done. The one who will go into the deepest and furthest reaches of anywhere across Avestan or Garund. If you need a job or thing found, you call on Gerard Pendergrast.
Hold on. I don't know much about history in Galarion, but pretty sure Chilaxians hate Taldors.
Mm-hmm.
Why would her ex be working with a Taldorian?
How do you ask that question to who?
I would ask that to Stheno. Why is your ex working with a Taldorian? Or
Taldane.
Taldane.
Ardwina, I want you to rest. Plenty of water, plenty of soup. It is important to me that you work on regaining your health, and we will handle this situation.
Suddenly she squeezes your hand more fiercely. My lady, your second letter got through. They don't think it's you. They've been proven to them to a legal degree
Yes.
that it's not you.
They're sending Nemet to see who it is.
You need to be careful, my lady. He may blast first and ask questions later. There are many tricks that happen in the courts, especially with this fool gold scheme. He's taking your house away from the restoration of the land
Away from the arches.
and putting it towards this stupid triad.
Triad.
That's who the others were sold to. The Scarlet Triad.
I'm going to send someone in broth for you. I need to look into something, Ardwina. Rest, please.
Thank you, my lady.
And Stheno is up and leaving the room. And as soon as the door is closed, I'm going to go prepare a horse. I'm going to pack some things. I will probably be gone for around a month.
Stheno, if one of your siblings is coming, it's more important that you stay here to be.
I'm going to go handle
Wait until your
Stheno.
sibling
the
gets
situation.
It can wait.
Lady Stheno, if it's as bad as that story suggests, if you arrive, they'll consider you something as far afield as a doppelganger. If
I'm
a
going-
priest of Asmodeus has declared you dead, you can't go to your family.
I'm not going to my family.
And where would you go?
I'm going to him, and
It's probably in the Belongi. Did you not hear? We're going to the Belongi.
Sulius would never trouble himself with going anywhere that's not somewhere completely comparable.
No, but
If he thought he would get enough money or get rich from doing it, would he?
She's gonna punch a wall.
alright. Roll your attack.
That's a 16.
You deal 4 points of damage to your hand.
Okay. She is very angry right now.
Deimos is going to grab her hand, kind of dust it off, and try to help a little.
Steno, you have to go about this, not as a fighter, but as a politician. If you run in there headstrong and headlong, you know the resources of your house. How long have you been away? 4 months? Nothing ever moves that fast in Cheliax in 4 months. You're dealing with some sort of conspiracy at this point. Someone's probably got half of your family in a vice over you at this point.
I should have written the Lord Commander. He should have been the first one I wrote.
I've received word from Anali that Bread and Taffy have gotten the gate up and operational. Maybe, if we can find a little bit of proof of this Gerhard Pendergrast.
And a Taldane in my house.
If we can find some scrap of information or a tie to bring in a little bit more particular heat to it, or better yet, maybe a lure to bring Sulius up underneath your own vestiges.
Is there something breakable near her? Like a vase or something?
Not yet.
Or is there just Alex's coffee mug?
So far you have Alex coffee mug.
And Taffy's
She's going
coffee
to
mug.
very gently take his coffee mug from him and throw it at the wall.
Taffy's gonna offer her coffee mug up to Alec.
I think we're gonna offer it to Stheno.
No! Actually, yeah, that's better.
You commissioned this. She's gonna throw it. Right. We prepare to leave for the Mwangi.
You said that somebody was coming in the next couple days. Is that Edwina?
It was Arduina, yes. She's my head of staff.
She mentioned other people coming.
Yes, my brother is coming. My family wrote me, and it seemed as though they did not believe it was... The situation is out of hand.
So, we do need to be here for your brother, right?
How long do we think it's going to take him to get here?
How about you let me handle that? I haven't been studying under your administrations for that long, and the paperwork only happens once in a while. I can at least keep them hospitable while we're here.
Yeah, they're
And let me bring in Warble. She is useful in keeping the goblins under control as well.
If he brings the Lord Commander, I don't think he will, but if he brings the Lord Commander, make sure Yolecha is kept aside.
Yes, we will have Yolecha down with the Bramble Bashers.
Could also be bad.
What?
So that could also be bad.
If Yolecha met the Lord Commander, it would be momentarily hilarious until he burned down the Citadel.
Yes, and I've put a lot of work into this. She is going to get into her bag, and she's going to pull out a very small bag within her bag that holds a number of things, and she's going to dig out her signet ring and give it to Alec. If you present this to Nemet, it should convince him that you have spoken to me.
Excellent. I will keep him at bay until y'all's return. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and convince him that you are who you say you are.
It's the only signet ring of its kind. We each have different ones. Stheno's signet ring is a wolf snarling facing the east, and then it's got her house symbol in it.
Do you believe in destiny, Stheno?
Not inherently.
Then have you ever wondered why you have a warg on your ring?
It was supposed to be a wolf.
C'est la vie.
That jaw structure looks like a war.
Do they have French?
Imagine that's the closest he actually gets to Chelish.
Your accent is terrible. We'll work on it later.
And at about this point, Renali comes up. Everything is going well with the portal. When should we make do?
Let me grab my weapons and armor.
Lady Stheno, you appear to be upset.
Oh yes, I'm furious.
Is there something that I can do to help?
We simply need to get to the Mwangi.
Well, while we're there, I'll serve as your guide, and I can help you in the area. I did scout it before coming over. Most of it is still quite fresh.
Fantastic.
Taffy's gonna run to her rooms and start getting ready.
Cass don't have any shit to say about a halfling.
No.
No.
Not right now.
She's kind of wandering around.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, we will prepare to enter into the portal on our next episode.
Oh man, Stheno's gonna beat him into an oil stain.
Good.